Hi everyone, welcome to another practical chess position. In this position it's white to move, and as always, pause your video, try to solve it on your own, and then we will unpause and work on it together. So what the heck is going on here? This looks like some kind of Sicilian. It looks like, objectively, it looks like at a first glance, it looks pretty cool for black because we have moves like knight to c4, which look annoying. And black has the e5 square. So we need to figure out what to do. I mean, f4 looks kind of normalish. Gosh, h4 is playable. What do I want to do? I mean, h4 off the top of my head looks like the best move, but because the idea is like, well, if he takes, we take with the rook, we get some play in the h file. If he takes this, we take over here, and we get some nice play. So, I don't know, h4 is the move I would like want to do. I wonder what. I mean, yeah, I guess I would just go h4. I don't know what else to do. It looks like a pretty solid choice here. I don't know. I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, this is Sicilian, so like usually like sharp concrete play makes a lot of sense. Like quick, and especially the king's in the center, black's bishops aren't developed. I feel like quick, energetic play makes a lot of sense here, and that's why I kind of am gravitating towards a move like h4. And I see like nothing wrong with it. Maybe maybe he would go rook g8, and if your pawn takes, he still has control of f4. Yeah, probably after h4, rook g8 is the best move. And then we have to figure out what to do, because our g-pawn is going to be under attack still. I mean, f4 also makes a lot of sense. Just kind of opening things up. And, you know, giving us an open f-file to use. h4, rook g8 is a pain in the butt. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that at first. That kind of annoys me. Because it's very hard to... Well, actually, I guess what we could do then is take an g5 and go knight f3. No, I hate this stupid knight. It annoys me. Knight f3 makes some sense too, I guess. f4 makes sense. h4. I mean, this is what I'm looking at. If queen d2, knight c4. Knight f3. I mean, this just doesn't look right. It just looks silly. So what would I actually do? Because actually, when you go h4, the g-pawn gets weak, and after rook g8, I don't know that that helps us at all. So maybe I just go f4. It's kind of a not the most special move ever, but like knight c4. We can never. I don't know if we'll take this, but no, we can't take here because of bishop h6. But he may not need to take our. Oh no, if he takes with the pawn, then we can take with the bishop. So let's say this happens. Maybe we get some play in the files. We can maybe sack a pawn with e5 at some point, just to kind of keep the position closed, like to keep his bishop locked out. Take away the e5 square. Maybe knight d5 will be okay at some point. I don't know. King b1. I guess I'd go f4. So change my mind. f4 is my new move. That's what I'm going to do, man. Can't spend forever in this position. Let's find out what the answer book says. Puzzle number 30, Svidler versus Lako. Interesting. So it says, of the three possible candidate moves in the diagram, position old theory considered only the weakest of the three, f4. Okay, so like, I mean, this is like a theoretical position that probably took 20 years for somebody to find the right move, which makes it like an impossible puzzle. There are two main concepts in the position. For black, it is to keep his strong knight on e5, and he has made considerable positional concessions to do so. White, on the other hand, wants to attack the kingside pawns before black can catch up in development. Therefore, white wants to play h3 to h4 and to deprive black of the natural development of the stronghold on e5. So, I mean, this move, I wish he mentioned why it's not so good. Unfortunately, he didn't. Let's see what Houdini thinks. He mentions, I mean, Houdini thinks f4 is pretty good, but the correct answer, for whatever reason, is supposed to be knight f3. And the idea is that I guess we just get rid of this knight that's on e5. I mean, it made sense too. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight to d7, h4, rook g8, take, queen d2, knight e5, bishop e2, I assume. Okay, this is obviously good because after f6, f4. So the idea is this knight on e5 is really important. And while f4 certainly looks fine, it's funny, Houdini's main choice after knight f3 is knight c4, but for whatever reason this move isn't even considered by Aagaard in the book. You know, I'm not a big fan of these puzzles because it's just, you know, f4 is supposedly a theoretical move for for a bunch of years. Like, how is a human being, a random human being, the first time they see a position, going to find a move that beats something that was established theory for many years? You know, it's like, it's just kind of impossible. I prefer the positions where the answer is more solvable, let's say. And I'm still not so sure that this move is bad. I mean, he doesn't mention anything about it, so I really don't know what to say. He says of h4, knight takes f2 takes g4, some complicated line like this. And, oh wait, sorry. And after f5, white gets a strong initiative, but black has a dark squares and the stronghold in e5 to try to level it out, but he thinks white is better. I don't know, man. It's two puzzles in a row that are annoying me, because the last one was also, like, I wasn't so sure about it, and this one, like, what's wrong with f4, dude? Help me out here, man. I mean, it's a good book, but every now and then, like, I just don't like the puzzles. And this one, like, you can't say that f4 was the main theoretical move for 10 years and then not explain anything about it. That seems strange, right? Because it's so natural. Like, why would you mention the most natural move in the world and not even give a little note of why it's not good? Like, give one variation or something. All right, whatever. I think, you know, knight f3 does make sense, but just, like, the analysis wasn't very convincing. You know, you can't just use, like, it's kind of like generalities in positions like this. I mean, yeah, I understand it can make some sense. I don't know, knight d7 immediately looks interesting, too. I don't know, man. Knight f3 is a logical move for sure. f3, f4, and h4 are both also logical. Again, they require much further analysis than was given in the book. There was nothing he said makes me feel like there's proof that knight f3 is the right move. And, you know, I'm a pretty good player reading it, so... Alright, that's all I got to say for this one. Again, there's been very many extremely good puzzles in this book, so I'm going to cut him some slack. But, you know, that's how a lot of these books are. Like, maybe 70% of the puzzles are good, 30% of them are just not good. And that's a very typical thing in books like this. Unless it's by Dvorsky, who's like the master and every puzzle is awesome. But most authors are just like kind of lenient in what they consider to be a good, like, clearly the right move. And this one, not. I am not convinced. It may be true, but there was no convincing evidence given to me about knight f3, so... Hope you guys can hear my cat meowing in the background. He agrees with me, obviously. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.